and welcome to the RS Technical Solution Tech Talk. Today we're going to be discussing about Red Lion's new offering, which is the panel meter PM50, and its benefit that comes with it. My name is Miguel Gudino from RS Americas, and today I have my lovely guest here from Red Lions. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Jeff Thornton. I'm a product manager for Red Lion. If you're not familiar with Red Lion is made up of 3 product segments, and we're known as the Industrial Data Company. The 3 product segments are the Access line, the Connect, and then also visualization. Today we're talking about a product that's going to be in the visualization side of our business, and it's a new release.
Well, I'm really excited to have you here. So for our viewers that might not know who Red Lion is, who are they, and what is their role in process indication industry?
Okay, so Red Lion is actually made up of 3 different big business segments. There is the Access, Connect, and Visualization. So Access is all about gaining the access to your data, protocol conversion, storage, secure transfer, and also connections to the cloud. We have various products that do that. Connect is the ability to connect the data, typically through Ethernet switches. So we would have both managed, unmanaged. We get into PoE applications. Those kind of applications are all under the Connect product line. And then finally, visualization. Visualization is actually what I'm responsible for, and that's anything with a display. So panel meters, whether it's a voltmeter, current meter, counter, or even the HMIs, all of those are under the visualization. That's what forms the Red Lion Controls backbone and what makes us the Industrial Data Company.
Well, thank you for that. That's really interesting to know that Red Lion is able to cover a lot of large ranges there, right? So what are panel meters? What would you describe as the main use case for that type of product?
So panel meters are actually a device that's put on a machine to allow the operator to engage with the machine. So typically it would display something like a temperature or a speed or a count value so that the operator has some involvement or access to that data so they know how fast the machine's running, how hot the oven's running. Those kind of things are all controlled by panel meters.
Understood. Really interesting. So for some of our audience members that might want to get a better idea, what type of customers would you typically see using a panel meter?
So panel meters are traditionally used by the maintenance department, but they're also used with systems integrators and others where, again, a machine needs a data point for the operator to be involved. But traditionally, they're very easy to install. So maintenance teams usually are the ones that are involved in hooking up the power and the sensor, those kind of things. Easy to do.
Okay, interesting. Let's go ahead and dive a little bit more into the PM50 panel meter. If you want a simple one-size-fit-all solution for panel indication, the PM50 looks very promising, right? Could you let us know a little bit more about why it could fit that one-size-fits-all product?
Sure. So the PM50 is, in its simplest form, a panel meter. It has a lot of other options, and sometimes I think it's a little bit scary, at least for some of the people like maintenance people. But quite honestly, if you can program your cell phone, you can program the PM50. There are 2 variants. There's an analog variant and a digital variant so that you can take the different signals into the product. So whether it's voltages, whether it's count values, whether it's temperature, all of those things can be an input to the PM50. But again, in its simplest form, it's a straight panel meter.
Okay. Well, it's really good to know that. It sounds very simple to program this PM50. Is there any special features on the PM50 that sets it apart from, let's say, for example, Red Lion PAX panel meter?
Sure. So the PAX panel meter offers you a numeric display. So you get a single number. With the PM50, you get up to 4 graphical displays. So you have the ability to look at like a gauge or a thermostat or some other type of things that will allow you to better interface with the values or the displays that are coming out of the PM50. Not something the competition offers today. In addition to that, we have visual displays on alarms. You'll get an orange band or a red band that go across the front of the unit that indicates that the machine's either completed its job or it's in a fault condition and we need to pay attention to it. So it's the ability to actually kind of show you more information as a machine operator so you can be more involved with the application.
Well, really amazing to hear that it's able to have 4 screens on just one device. Is pretty unique to hear from panel meter indications, right?
Right.
So something that we are seeing frequently nowadays is people wanting to access data and collect data, and in a very convenient way to help in the root cause analysis. Is there something that the PM50 is able to do this function?
Well, that's kind of its strong suit, but it's also the scary part because traditionally, maintenance people didn't have to deal with data.
Right.
So you'd get in a plant engineer or a systems integrator.
Yeah.
But now you don't need to do that. It's a simple switch. You turn on the Wi-Fi, or you do a hardwire connection, either through the Modbus connection or optional Ethernet or RS-232. So there's a lot of ways to access your data. The real advantage comes when you turn on the Wi-Fi and address the plant network, because now you can actually become a node on that plant network, and now all of that data from all of the PM50s in the plant can be connected to the plant network, allowing full access and users to understand what's going on the plant floor.
That's really impressive. That's something that I wasn't aware of, so really great to hear. So is there any specific example of how your customers have benefited from using any of these panel meters from Red Lion?
So one of our first customers was a tire plant down here in the south, and they put in a PM50 where they had a traditional PID controller, which was just, again, a numeric value. Their operators quickly fell in love with the display. Very similar to the gas gauge in your car. One glimpse and you kind of know how the machine's doing. Where with a number, you really don't get that comfort. You have to know what the number means. So that was one of them. Another one over in Europe, we actually have a crane company that's using our PM50s, and they are looking at monitoring a condition, and they like the alarm capability. The understanding where the operator will get a signal where the orange band or the red band comes on the screen so that they know there's a fault condition and they can deal with it before it gets too bad. So those have been some great feedback on the display itself. We have a number of different customers that like the Wi-Fi. That's especially important when you're with an OEM. Think about it, the OEM doesn't have to withstand the cost of wiring on his machine. His customer doesn't have to understand or undergo the cost of the wiring for their machine either. They get that simply by turning on the Wi-Fi. In fact, the OEM actually gets an additional benefit. He can advertise his machine as smart device connected, and all he did was install a panel meter.
Well, sounds like customers are loving the easy way to read the panel meters and also how easy it is to program. So really great to know. What would you say sets your admittedly really cool product or concept of a panel meter apart from competitors in terms of quality and performance?
Well, Red Lion's been known as the #1 brand in the North American market, so this just further extends our reach into that market. The PM50 really does allow a customer to replace an existing panel meter and tie in and get that data. And in this world where every efficiency in the plant is being monitored, this gives you more data access points into the plant, and it's very easy to do and install, and you don't have to pay for any of the wiring if you use the Wi-Fi network. So huge advantage for the customers that haven't made that move to start collecting data.
Well, great points for our audience members to know about the PM50. I'd really like to thank you for your time with us. teaching us about the PM50 and showcasing its variety of applications that this product is able to solve and its accessories too. Where would you recommend our audience to learn more about the PM50?
So a great place to learn about the PM50 is right here at the RS website, or you can go to the Red Lion website. Both of them will have information regarding the PM50. We have some how-to videos, both to introduce the product as well as how to program the product on our website. All of that stuff is accessed through either the RS website or the Red Lion website.
It's a lot of resource for our audience to know more about the PM50, so that's really good to know. Again, thank you for your time here. Any final thoughts that you want to let our audience members know?
I just want to thank you, Miguel. This was a lot of fun. Thank RS for having me here. And we hope you find the PM50 as exciting of a product as we do.
Well, thank you for your time, and we hope that our audience members learned a little bit more about the PM50 from Red Lion, and also consider using RS and Red Lion for their future application. Thank you for your time, and we'll catch you next time.